As a sign up to the course, people do webinars. It's an online recorded webinar. It's a precursor to a larger course.
Yeah.
But people charge 99 bucks, saying that paise diye to aayega. It's a test of your intent.
Because of social media, clients are now inviting agencies to pitch on LinkedIn, which I think is a great thing because what that's done is that it's opened up work opportunities for smaller agencies.
Yes.
If agencies charge pitch fees, shouldn't applicants also charge a fee when they're sitting for a copy test and design test?
If you're going to get like $1 million a year to code, then if somebody is saying that take a 2-day test, I'll do it, right?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of
This Living Room, where we talk about absolute, I was going to say bullshit, but it's actually not bullshit,
Very, very relevant, pertinent, and
but in a non-serious way.
and very existential.
Very, very existential. So, we're doing a podcast about something very interesting.
Before you go anywhere, can I read something out?
No, but before you read something out, remember I told you about this post when I wrote something on LinkedIn and someone shared my post and said that basically I spoke about pitch fees. And then this person, this freelancer, whatever, I think she wrote that when people are applying to a company, if agencies charge pitch fees, shouldn't applicants also charge a fee when they're sitting for a copy test and design test? And I remember speaking to you about this and it's like, logically, it seems to make sense, but it's also false in that logic. But and then much later, I think you found something on LinkedIn which I think is fucking hilarious. So please read that post out. Are we naming names?
No, we are not naming names. That's not the point, right? As in, the point is not to shame anybody who's saying or doing anything. It's just basically using it as reference to a interesting conversation on a larger theme. Right?
No, but just to make sure that we're not. This is actually there. I mean, you can just show the camera or the laptop. This post actually exists. We're not making this shit up.
Yeah, this is a real post which somebody has written. And now, before much ado, we have spoken a lot about this post without actually having to read it. Calling creative and growth-focused agencies. We are inviting agencies for a pitch presentation next week. By the way, so basically 8 days. For Brand X, a large conglomerate initiative, a retail-first men's fashion brand. We are looking for a partner who can build both brand love and business outcomes. We don't know what that means. If your strength lies in crafting narratives rooted in Indian culture and translating them into impactful marketing plus measurable sales growth, we'd love to meet you. Scope of the presentation: digital marketing strategy and always on content, influencer and creator collaborations, performance marketing tied to ROI and sales lift, creative development across digital, print plus out of home, photo shoots and campaign creation, small to large scale, BTL in-store activation and retail experience ideas. So this is the scope of work. Hold on.
humongous scope of work.
Yeah.
The fees should be
Should
massive.
be crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, the pitch deck should cover, number 1, brand and marketing understanding and market understanding for said brand. Number 2, creative concept for a launch / positioning campaign. I don't know what that means. Number 3, media strategy across digital, offline, PR, influencer and retail. I don't know budget, but fair enough. 3-month roadmap for yearly goal alignment. I will repeat this again so that I understand it. 3-month roadmap with yearly goal alignment. Okay, so firm plan for 3 months, tentative plan for the next 9 months, right? And that's the yearly goal. Retail level campaign / in-store buzz concepts. We don't know how many stores, which city, whatever, but okay.
I'm assuming they'll send the brief. No.
No.
Oh, okay.
This is the brief. occasion-led cultural ideas that fit our brand ethos. Pitch window next week. Format virtual/in-person in a city in India. If your agency resonates with craft, culture, and commerce, drop your showreel/portfolio at said email address. Let's build something meaningful. So I'm
And
assuming
how many comments has this post gotten?
61,
And how many likes?
about 110. So let's say must have got about 10,000 odd impressions largely, and about somebody in at least 20 agencies is trying to do something with it. But so there is, okay, so just to give this post some benefit of doubt, it says that if your agency resonates with craft, culture, and commerce, drop your showreel/portfolio at said email address. I'm presuming a detailed brief will follow. It's a presumption, but this is the exception. Usually, it just ends here, and then you're expected to pitch.
And then the shortlisted agencies from their portfolios will be invited to pitch, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So my question basically is, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah. So tell me, as in you've gone through this, you've kind of gone through these kind of open pitches. We usually don't pitch a lot of work.
So when when I was a part of
both mainline and
yeah,
today with the voice company.
we used to have these pitches, and so back in the day there was no concept of pitch fee,
Correct.
right? But also pitches weren't announced like this back in the day, if you remember. There was no social media, first of all, to begin with. So pitches were not announced like this. How pitches were announced was the client would reach out to 3 agencies, float the brief to 3 agencies, and they would mostly, depending on the scope of work or depending on the kind of work that the client wanted, they would reach out to like a Ogilvy, JWT, whatever. I mean, these kind of agencies, and say, look, this is the brief. The pitch is about a month, and there was a
Fair time given.
Yeah, it was fair time given. At least a month, if not more. And yeah, there was no pitch fees, and you were invited to pitch. And then there was of course that shortlisting process was very long back in the day, because all the 3 agencies that were invited to pitch would then be asked to tweak things here and there. So, I mean, by the time you got awarded the client, if at all, you would have spent close to about 6 months.
Got it.
Tweaking things,
No,
giving
see, but
another campaign.
Also, there are a couple of important nuances here which we should understand, right? So, number one, the agencies, city head, business head, whatever you want to call it, for all the, let's say 3 agencies were pitching, the scope of work, potentially the kind of commercials, and the resource deployment the client expected were discussed prior. This was already on the table, which possibly you would not have been privy to, right? And so, like for example, procurement from the brand side would lay out saying that, hey, this is our mandate. Usually in the past, in this mandate, we've had X number of resources from agency who worked with us for X number of mandates. Okay, we expect you to do this.
So all that would have happened before the pitch document went.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that alignment saying that, okay, these are the 3 candidates. So for example, if you require 20 people to work on the account, all these 3 agencies have 20 people.
Correct.
Credentials are already checked.
Yeah.
Now, the pitch essentially is not even an evaluation of idea. It is because there's no one idea, right? And these are long-term.
No, the pitch is evaluated on idea. It's not evaluated on.
No, I'm saying it's not evaluation of the idea you actually bring to the table. It's more evaluation of people.
No, you're wrong. It's the what you're talking about happens pre-pitch.
No, I'm talking about long-term AOR kind of pitches, right? Not a campaign pitch. Agency on record pitches.
We've done massive pitches. Right. We were evaluated on the idea, execution. Yeah. So all of that. The team, the number of people working, all of that was done before.
I'm saying, this is what you would think, but on the brand side, right? Obviously the idea mattered. I'm not discounting the idea, but for the brand side to make that decision, it would also become important that these are the people who are finally going to work on the account. These are the people, what is my equation with them?
Sure.
And those things also factored in. And obviously,
But that's true even today.
That's true even today. That's true even today.
Yeah. That's true even today. But the larger question here is that because of social media, clients are now inviting agencies to pitch on LinkedIn, right? Which I think is a great thing because what that's done is that it's opened up work opportunities for smaller agencies, right?
Democratized stuff.
Correct.
Big time.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
The potentially bad thing is that, let's say that an agency like mine, I'm working on 5 businesses currently.
Yeah.
I have people deployed on those 5 businesses.
Yeah.
If I have to work on a pitch,
Yeah.
I have to take out time.
Correct.
Right? I have to work with I'm not going to hire people for that pitch. I'm going to deploy the same people that I have on that pitch.
Yeah.
Which means that those people who are deployed on their current existing accounts, that time goes down. Obviously, we have to make the time, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to work
Yeah.
like nights.
Yeah.
So I think that's unfair. Now, we've reinstated.
No, Bo, but that's your problem, right? As in, so as in the smaller agencies, so us included, saying that you have to pull out resources from your current work to get more work is your problem.
But that's true for any agency, even
Correct.
even in the early
yeah,
times.
but that's not the brand's problem. As in so the way you should be planning your work is that there should be some sort of bandwidth available, 5-10% bandwidth in case pitch work comes.
Yeah.
People should have that extra 5-10%.
5-10% is fine, but if you look at the scope of work for this
so I'm coming to
particular
that. I'm
pitch-
coming to that. I'm saying brand expecting pitch, not a problem.
No, not a problem.
Extent of work expected in a pitch
Correct,
should
absolutely.
be commensurate to number one, the round of the pitch, the size of the mandate, right? As in, if you have to bring it down to 20 agencies, like suppose you have to shortlist the top 5, right? Look at my portfolio, have a conversation with me, narrow it down to 5.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to do work, right? If you really want to go through a very deep process, at that stage, when you've shortlisted 5 out of, let's say you put in a post on LinkedIn, you'll receive 100 portfolios. You do the hard work and bring it down to 20, right? Or 5, whatever that number is. At 5, you give a basic brief. And at this point in time, lay out the process that I'm going to do this at 3 stages. And the possible mandate is going to range between this retainer, right? Lay it out. Then I take a call whether I want to put in that effort or not. Give me something small to begin with. Now bring it down to 2 agencies. And with those 2, right? Now at each stage, the probability of my success is increasing. And hence my willingness to put in the money, right? And for me, people cost is money.
Yeah.
To win that business
Yeah.
also goes up, right? If I have a 1 in 2 chance for, let's say, a 10 lakh a month mandate, I'll say that, okay, the cost for me is 50%, right? As in 5 lakhs at a probability case. I'll put in that money. I'll say that, okay, this is my business development cost. I'll do it. But if it is 10 agencies, if I don't know what the mandate is, if there is lack of clarity,
And
in
you
the
don't know how
process-
much the mandate is for.
Yeah. I'm saying if there's lack of clarity in the process, then it's a problem, right? So a lot of brands don't know how to run the pitch process well. I think that itself is an art. Number 2, the problem is on the agency side as well, man. There'll be 10 people who'll still make a deck for this.
Correct, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, so you can't blame the brand, right? The brand is like, I don't care.
Right. It's a buyer's market.
Absolutely.
Right. So when there are agencies saying, yes, of course, we'll make that deck for you. We'll come. And even if that deck is shit, it doesn't matter. They're still bringing other agencies down with them. Right. So, I mean, we've now had a thing for the longest time at the voice company where we say that, look, when we have, see, there are cycles in every business.
Yeah.
Cycle of you're doing very well.
Yeah.
Cycle of you're not doing very well at all. Right. And I call it out for what it is. When I'm not doing very well, I'm fucking more than happy to pitch for free. Not a problem. I'll do it. I need the business. I'll do it. When I'm doing very well, I don't really need that business. So I'm going to charge a pitch fee.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the other thing is that at the pitch stage, we never do 360 campaigns. As a rule, ever since I've started the voice company, I do not do 360 campaigns. And I'll tell you why I don't do 360 campaigns. Because from the pitch stage to the work actually happening, there are a lot of conversations that happen. There are a lot of changes in the brief that happens. There are a lot of product changes that happens. I don't want to put in that effort. What I feel that an agency, this is what we do.
Yeah.
We do something called a vision document, where we say,
Yeah.
okay, this is for you to see if we've understood your brief or not. Okay? We've taken your brief. This
Yeah.
is our understanding of the brief.
Yeah.
This is where we see the work going. This is where we see the positioning going. This
Yeah.
is where we see a potential, and I call it a potential campaign. It's not the final campaign. Because the way a campaign looks is going to change
With
over the
time.
months. That
Yeah,
more
for sure.
conversations, more clarity, it is going to change.
For sure.
So let's not call it a final campaign. Let's say it's a potential campaign, right?
Yeah.
But you will have an idea of whether we are a good fit together or not. That you'll have an idea.
No, absolutely. And like, so the way we do this is that we put together an approach note.
Correct. A treatment note, which is what production houses also do. Yeah.
We put together an approach note. If it is a larger business, then we do an audit of the ad account. And now we've come to a place where we have a standard audit format, right? As in the insights are going to differ, but we know what exactly to be done. As in it's a medium effort thing, but it offers a lot of value to the brand. Right? And to me choosing to do the audit, I already come from a place saying that even if this business doesn't materialize, this is just value which I've given to a potential brand. And I'm okay with that, right? Because some amount of effort by my team goes in, whatever, but that's something I'm willing to do, right? But, like, the right way to do this is still not very clear in my head, okay? So I'll tell you where I'm coming from. Like you said that if your business cycle requires you to do business development, you will do that work,
Yeah.
right? At any given point in time, there'll be 10 agencies who will be at your cycle today, and 10 others will be at that cycle next month, and 10 others. There'll always be agencies who will be willing to do extra work in the pitch for free.
Yeah.
There'll always be agencies who will be willing to put in the work for a brand which they aspire to get as a badge, right? So this problem is not going to go away.
No, it's not going to go away.
Yeah. So
It's not going to go away.
yeah, I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to how important that business is to you.
No, but also at a more human level, it comes down to mutual respect. That's what it comes down to. For example, if I want to engage you on a business, I appreciate the fact that I'm running a business. I want to engage an agency. Let's say I'm a client. I want to engage an agency. You are
Yeah.
an agency.
Yeah.
Right? I must appreciate the fact that just like I run a business, you also run a business.
Yes.
Right? I do not want to be an asshole and have you pitch mindlessly. A, I should be clear about what I'm looking for. B,
Yeah.
I should not make you want to give up 100% of your time for this.
No, but think of it this
Now,
way.
so very simple example. So I do copy tests, right? When I'm hiring a copywriter, I make them. So I just hired 2 copywriters today. There was a copy test. I'll tell you exactly what the questions on the copy test were.
Yeah.
There were 3 questions.
Yeah.
Question number 1, what is 2 plus 2? This is on Google form. Question number 2, write a manifesto for ChatGPT. Question number 3, Delhi pollution has hit the roof. Write an ad for what thing is this? For Dyson. It has to have a headline, one sub-headline, one body copy. Now this entire test should ideally take anyone 15 minutes. Not more than 15 to 20 minutes. That's it.
Okay.
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right? 25 minutes. Chalo, it shouldn't take anyone more than that.
Yeah.
Now, I've respected the fact that this person who's applying perhaps is already working somewhere. Right? May already have a job or other things going on in life, whatever. I do not want to make them do an elaborate test.
Yeah.
I am looking to understand how this person's capability is and thinking is. For example, out of, let's say, 100 people who've applied, about 85 people have said 2 plus 2 is 4. There was one girl who wrote, the answer to 2 plus 2 is whatever the client wants it to be. I found that fucking hilarious. Right? Now, that's what I'm looking for. Now, what is the effort that's gone into that in terms of time?
Yeah. So your hiring, your basis for hiring is slightly different, right? As in, you are looking for a creative spark, and your premise is that I'll be able to teach or train the rest.
But no, I'm also looking at portfolios. This is with portfolio.
Yeah. So this portfolio has gone into the shortlist. Right?
Yeah.
As in, whoever you have given, number one, are you giving the test after shortlist? You are.
No,
right?
no. No. This is a part of the Google form.
So we don't do that, right? So we don't even make people do the effort of taking a test till we shortlist. So there's a shortlist.
No,
process.
there's a reason. I'll tell you a very interesting reason why I do that. It's because when I started off in my career, the work that was in my portfolio was very substandard work because of the clients I was working with. So I understand that. Your portfolio sometimes is not a reflection of your true capability.
So it's not just the portfolio. Portfolio is part of it, where you worked, your education profile, blah, 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 right? Level of experience, all of that. So we do the shortlist first and then we do the test. Okay. So I don't want everybody.
But I'm sure your test is a slightly more time-consuming complex.
Yes. I'll tell you why. Because I am testing for slightly different capability, because
Correct.
I want this person to be able to write a banner ad, to be able to write a UGC script.
Yeah, got it.
And to be able to.
You want to see the breadth of the
I want to see the breadth of experience. And by the way, for a junior writer and a senior writer, the tests are different.
Yeah.
Right? As in the complexity of understanding is different. Right? So I understand this way of testing as well, right? And in media buying, you can't do that. In media buying, it has to be a media plan, right? It can be a simple media plan, it can be a super complex media plan. At a principle level, I think if you are aligned that it's not going to be random, as in, so we work with 2 hiring partners, right? And plus we do our internal hiring as well. The test is not going out to all 100 people who apply, right? So I'm not wasting everybody's time. If there is somebody who's not a fitment, hypothetically, if the experience is too low or if their current salary base is too high, beyond my range, they're already out. I'm not wasting your time. So at least I'm doing that. Within those, right? If it is going to take you an hour and a half to take that test, you can choose to take that test, right? See, the principles are the same. If you come from a place of fairness, right? If somebody is expecting, like in this post, right? Had there been more depth around what is going to be the process from here? What is the expectation? What is the size of the mandate, right? How long is that mandate going to be? As in, is the contract a year contract, 2-year contract, whatever, right? Then I can make an informed choice.
Correct, absolutely.
So it's a question of how you run the process. Right?
It's a question of how fair are you as an individual. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, basically.
Again, coming back to hiring, when I'm putting out a JD, I write my range that I'm willing to pay for that JD.
Yeah, same here.
Right? So I said that, okay, for a junior writer, I'm willing to pay, let's say 25 to 40.
Yeah.
Now, it could be 25, it could be 40 also, depending on your portfolio.
Your portfolio, your current salary, bunch of things.
All of that factor in.
Yeah.
Now, for example, with this, if they mention that, look, this mandate is worth 10 lakhs. Now, if I am an agency that, 10 lakhs makes sense, I will pitch. If 10 lakhs for this scope of work doesn't make sense for me, I won't even bother pitching.
Yeah. Or if I'm an agency who only takes a mandate which is at least 25 lakhs a month.
Correct.
Or if I'm an agency who doesn't have a single mandate which is above 1 lakh.
Correct.
Either way, I'm not going to make the cut.
Absolutely.
Right. So it's just, I think both hiring and this, it's just running the process.
What's the solution? So what's the solution to this? Because while a lot has changed, I feel, in the world of marketing, something has to give, right? I mean, in about a year, couple of years down the line, do you see this behavior? And the fucking internet is filled with shit like this. Do you see a change happening? Do you see it's still going to be the same shit?
Yeah, it's business cycles, okay? So when it comes to business cycles, there'll be times always where there'll be somebody who'll be in desperate need of that business, who'll be willing to put in extra work to get that business. In some sense, I think it just raises standards, right? Like, for example, if
raises standards.
Yeah, I'll tell you why, right? Because if there is, so let's assume that this is a 1 crore a year mandate, right? Like a large, which would go to a large mainline agency, and like potentially for 1 crore a year.
1 crore a year is not a large mainline agency mandate, by the way.
No, reasonable. As in, okay, so today much more. I think let's assume 3 crores a year. Okay. So I know Gilvy and this will be interested in a 3 crore a year mandate. Okay. Single brand, not saying portfolio mandate. Yeah. For them, this is going to be the bottom end of their portfolio, right? But there'll be somebody for whom this will become the most important client.
Somebody meaning?
There'll be some other agency.
Correct. Yeah.
For whom this 3 crores a year is going to become their most important client. Their best talent will put in work there, will put in that effort while pitching and while delivery.
Yeah.
Right? So the standard of the work which a 3 crore mandate deserves goes up because of this. That's the whole premise of competition, right? With competition, what starts happening is the incumbent thinks this is I deserve this all the time. There's somebody coming from below trying to say that, hey, listen, fuck off, I'll do this better than you.
Yeah.
Right? So competition does that. In some sense, there is fairness to this process as well. Right? It gives opportunity for smaller brands to
but
punch
think
up.
of this person who's put this post out. His inbox now has about 100 emails. Think of the time he's going to go through a nightmare right now. Sorting, on what basis is he going to sort?
You can't. No, so it's a leadership problem again, right? So what has happened? The starting of this process has been given to somebody who's the junior most in the brand team, saying go find an agency.
This is not a junior person posting.
No, this is relatively junior person posting.
Huh?
What we saw. Yeah. Okay. Now, the relatively junior person has done what the relatively junior person knows to do.
And this guy is not going to take any call anyway.
Correct.
Meanwhile, his inbox is getting flooded.
So this person has become the postman, right? And had the leader who was actually wanting the agency to be onboarded kind of laid out a process, right? Saying, hey, let's do it well and let's get good agencies. And I'm completely for a brand saying that if we are willing to pay 10 lakhs a month, let's get an agency who usually charges 15 lakhs a month at the cost of 10, right? They should be also striving for that, right? Because it's their cost brand. That's fine, okay? That expectation is fine. Then that agency has to take a call saying, hey, usually I take 15, should I take 10 for this work or not? Okay, fair enough. They're aspiring for that is also fine. But just run a better process. What will, I think, eventually start happening is that the better quality agencies will stop participating in shit like this. Okay?
I don't know if that's going to happen.
No, will happen, man. Eventually will happen. You'll suddenly realize that, hey, listen, I'm not going to do this.
But then that comes back again to what we were talking about, which is the business cycle. Any agency goes through a business cycle.
Yeah. So it's this way of pitching will start benefiting the relatively smaller agency for that pitch process more, because the incumbents will stop taking it seriously. Like, for example, if this business was regular work for me, and if this didn't excite me saying that, this is something which I'm punching up for, I would ignore it.
No, but see, what I feel what is going to happen is that, and this is just maths, right? I think so let's say there are let's say there are 4 tiers of agencies. There's the network agencies, right? Then there are the newish agencies which are also big, like
Scaled up, shebang kinds.
like shebang types. Then there are smaller boutique kind of agencies where I think we fall into, and then there are
Freelancers.
Freelancers
plus.
Freelancers plus. Yeah.
Plus
like
a team of 3-4 people.
Correct.
Largely the person is delivering.
Yeah.
And then there's an associated.
Correct. Now, see, in that 4-tier setup, the first and second tier do not participate in shit like this. They don't. Ogilvy would never do this.
Yeah.
Shebang would never do this. It's
Highly unlikely.
highly unlikely that they would do this. Okay. Which leaves the bottom 2 tiers, which is people like you and me, and the tier below that, right?
Yeah.
People like you and me will
At times do it, at times don't do it.
Correct. But I feel that with time we'll stop.
Yeah.
Right? Because more conversations around this will happen, and they've already started happening. We will stop, which leaves it to the bottom tier.
Yeah.
Now the bottom tier, out of 100 agencies in that bottom tier, 2-3 are good.
Of course they are.
Right.
In fact, more. Yeah, let's assume normal curve, 10% is good.
10% is good.
Yeah.
Majority are not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is why they're not being able to go up.
Yeah.
Right? 10% are good.
Yeah.
Now these kind of clients will work with that 10%.
Yeah.
How much is that? They will quickly figure out that this is not what they signed up for. They don't have the maturity that they are looking for.
No, but if you are running a process which is run like this and you get shit output, then you deserve that shit output, and then you
Yeah,
learn,
yeah.
then you get better next time.
You get that's what I'm saying. You will get shit output, and then you'll realize that this is perhaps not the best way to run a
We
pitch
did
at all.
something wrong.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's not the agency's fault. It's
Yeah.
your fault.
Yeah. Plus,
You attracted the bad talent
Yeah, yeah.
because of this pitch
so
process.
then what starts happening? People start referencing, asking people who should we work with.
Yeah.
Right. So referencing then starts happening. So
Yeah.
then you evolve, right? I think. Yeah. So brands get this wrong, and then they actually get it right. So I think
Yeah, it's a learning curve.
it's a learning curve for
Correct.
them to also understand. But I think more than that, on the hiring side, it's interesting, man. As in, see, as much as I want to not take someone's time for free, right? As in, and I understand when you said that, should you pay people to take the test? Okay. So number one, there's one clarity, like the way you have a test, we have a standard test, right? The test is not designed on an active client. It's not an active brief.
A lot of agencies do that, huh?
So we don't. It's not an active brief. It's not an active client. It's one test which we have made, which goes to everybody. Okay. It's not like somebody's getting test X, somebody's getting test X.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Because we also want to be able to compare, right? Over time.
Yeah.
So that doesn't happen. But I don't have a way of, number one, putting a price to it. Saying how much should I pay people to take the test? I don't
think we should pay anyone.
Yeah, I know. So even if I wanted to, right, out of respect for time, I don't know that number. Number two, just the way it's free market for everybody, like agency getting business,
Yeah.
it's also free market for the job, right? As in, if you don't want to participate in the process,
Don't
you just
participate.
stay away from it.
Which is why I've made it as fair as possible by designing a test that should not take you more than 20-25 minutes. Now the question is that if you don't want to invest that 20-25 minutes for a long-term job, that's on you. That's not on me.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to work throughout the day for a test. That would be unfair.
No, but okay, so let's put it this way, right? So suppose the job requirement was very complex, okay? And I don't know how complex it is.
Tech. Let's take.
Let's say you were
Tech
getting
industry.
somebody to program the next new local language model.
Yeah.
Okay. Local language, large language model.
Large.
The next LLM. Okay. And you required very complex tech capability. You had to test for 20 different parameters, whether the person fits or not, or whatever, right?
I don't know what those industries do. I don't know.
I don't think that's a paid test either.
I have no idea.
Yeah, unlikely. Yeah. But then I think the shortlisting criteria becomes that much more important, right? Who you get to at least even take the test.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not a whole bunch of people taking those tests. But the test is important to assess whether that person is going to be a great fit.
Yeah, complexity of the test also, and the role.
And technical knowledge.
Also commensurate salary, right? As in, if I'm hiring somebody who has to be that kind of resource, and if it requires, the salary also is going to be that much. So I think for them, the time cost still justifies. If you're going to get like $1 million a year to code,
Yeah.
right? And if somebody is saying that take a 2-day test, I'll do it, right?
Yeah.
As in, because that $1 million,
And you know it's a serious job.
it's a serious job. So I think in either case, yeah, but eventually it just boils down to this. As in, if your intent is right, you don't take people for granted.
Yeah. It's
Both-
intent.
Yeah, both as a recruiter and as a brand who's hiring.
As an agency, as everyone, as a recruiter, as an applicant, as a client/brand, it's just intent. I pitched to a client recently on the call, on the first call. I told them very matter of factly that listen, I charge a pitch fee, right? I create a document. That document is going to take time for me to create. I charge for that time. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
They said, yeah. I charged the pitch fee.
Perfect.
Won the business.
Even better. Yeah.
Lovely people. Lovely
No,
people.
And I think with a fee attached to it, your accountability also goes up.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, you're going to put in the work, right? As in,
See, you could have anyway put in the work.
yeah, I think there's even added pressure.
Correct, there is.
There's added
Yeah.
So you might be part of 5 pitch processes at any given point in time.
But that's if your morals are strong.
Correct.
There are a lot of people whose
true.
morals are very weak.
Yeah, true.
They'll take the money and then not show up.
and-
I know enough people
And
like
do
that.
shit work as well.
Yeah.
Like pull out old
Like someone
ideas.
like me,
I've taken a tiny amount as pitch fee. But it's not. See, I'll tell you what the pitch fee, in my head, the logic of the pitch fee is. It's not about the money at all.
Yeah,
for me.
it's about the seriousness.
It's about the seriousness.
So it's like this, right? When you do webinars, right? A lot of these, so when you're selling courses and all, as a sign up to the course, people do webinars. Okay.
Yeah.
The webinar is priced at $99.
Hmm.
Okay. So it's an online recorded webinar.
Yeah.
It's a precursor to a larger course.
Yeah.
But people charge $99, saying that पैसे दिए तो आएगा. It's a test of your intent.
Was I talking to you the other day? Was I talking to someone else where I said that I'm happy to charge 5,000 rupees as pitch fee?
No,
It's
it
again
wasn't.
not you, someone else, and it's not about the money. For me, see, because it's a company paying money. My agency has to. It's not like a Google Pay. You can't fucking Google Pay me.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? The money has
Invoice,
to come.
invoice.
Correct. Invoice has to be raised. Onboarding has to happen. So I want to test out how serious this brand is.
Yeah, fair.
Now, for example, let's say this case, right? If agency said, you know what, pay us $5,000 for this scope of work for the pitch that you want.
Yeah.
Pay us $5,000. How much will they have to spend? 5,000 into 20?
Yeah, a lakh.
1 lakh?
Yeah.
Great for 20 decks. But this fucking client won't.
Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We don't know. But yeah.
It's
but
just
you're
about
right.
seriousness.
Yeah, and also the process after also, right? As in, even when people apply, and we've screwed up at times, right? As in, I recently, a few days back, I got a DM on LinkedIn that somebody had applied and had not heard back from my team, right? And as in, my team was following up, but had not heard back. But then we kind of figured out that there was some sort of miscommunication and kind of sorted. But just communicate, right? Even if the communication is standard, saying that, hey, listen, in case you get shortlisted, we will come back to you. Thank you for applying. So you don't take that added pressure saying that no, accept or reject, you tell people.
No, I send out an email. Even
You
if
could,
it's
like,
rejected.
so as in.
It's
so-
a very simple process to do.
Yeah, but for us, there are multiple roles that we are hiring at any given point in time. So the complexity is much more, right? I have set the expectation low. I have acknowledged that your profile has come. Thank you very much. In case we take it forward, somebody will reach out. So that level of information is going.
Today, someone wrote to me, they had applied for a role as a copywriter. Someone wrote to me saying that, hey, can I ask you for feedback on my copy test? I said, look, I've received some 170 applications. I cannot give feedback to everyone. I don't have the kind of bandwidth. Even if I wanted to, I really don't have the kind of bandwidth, right? I can let you know if you've been shortlisted or not.
No, and I think
But
we
that's
also, like in hiring, we also make mistakes. We also at times kind of miss out on replying to certain people at certain points in time. There is miscommunication.
But honest mistakes, they're not.
But
they're
intent,
not
intent, even घूम फिर के, it's just about
the
intent.
is
यार.
there
If your intent is right.
it's a. You want to make it fair for everyone.
But I'll tell you, right, there are also times when I don't like doing this, but if there is an interesting pitch which comes on LinkedIn, you remember like a year and a half back, somebody from Porsche wrote out a similar post on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it went viral.
There's a brief on Porsche which came. I saw it, I got excited. I actually made a deck. Completely out of character. And just on a whim, just because it was Porsche and it was an interesting...
You sent it also?
I sent it also. I don't know whether I posted it on LinkedIn after or not. I should. It must be lying somewhere.
Post it.
I did it.
But those are like...
Yeah, at times that was... And it was a... So, the way we thought... So, basically the idea was, how do you get Porsche to sell more cars in India, right? And the way we thought about it was that Porsche is never going to be the first luxury car a person buys, right? So you'll probably buy a BMW or a Merc. So your target audience,
Unless you're in Gurgaon with daddy's money.
or like a tech startup founder who's just kind of exited with millions of dollars, it's unlikely that it's going to be your first. So we said that this should be positioned as your second luxury car. You thought you arrived, now you've truly arrived, or something like that.
Nice.
We built on that, right? And then see, the TG becomes...
Aspiration also goes
and the TG becomes so much easier, right? Then I just have to target current buyers in India
Correct. Of luxury cars.
of luxury cars, and
Yeah.
even those luxury cars, I can put a cap saying, right, as in
Yeah.
like the higher end luxury cars,
Yeah.
those buyers, and take 5-year back data and start targeting them. So that there's some idea like that. So those are also interesting briefs which come your way. So
But yeah, but that's fine. I mean, that we once in a while
Yeah.
we all do stuff like that.
yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap up. We don't want to bore our audience any more than they
Yeah.
have already been bored.
But in a sense, fairness is important
That's the
in
the
life.
rule in life, to be
Rule in
fair
life. Yeah.
to everyone
Yeah.
that you meet.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, on a very fair note,
It's a very fair note.
we shall bid adieu.
Thank you for
Listening to us and
watching the podcast.
like, share, subscribe,
Comment. Very
and
important.
comment. Yeah, drop a comment. Yeah, nobody drops a comment. Okay.
Yeah. I know people who have watched it and tell me on a call saying, "Oh, you said this." I was like, "Drop in that damn comment, man."